As I lay rubber down the street, I pray for traction I can keep. But if I spin and begin to slide, please, dear God, protect my sweet ride.
And now, straight from the Law-Abiding Biker Media Studio,
out of sunny Yakima, Washington,
we bring you another episode of the
#1 listen to motorcycle podcast.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
We're in your head.
Hey, Bikeaholics and listeners alike, the show is still going strong because of a lot of hard work and your support, of course. Thanks to all those loyal listeners and true friends of the show that have supported us or are supporting us. For less than a coffee a month, you can help support us too and put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank to make sure this show keeps moving on down the road. So, calling all law-abiding bikers, head over to our Patreon page and take action today. You can do so at lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Oh, did I mention there's benefits too? From all your friends at lawabidingbiker.com, we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless and ride safe. You ready to do this thing, Lurch?
Let's do it.
Rock and roll. Oh, yeah. Lurch in the house on his new mic. What up, Lurch?
How are you doing, brother? I'm enjoying this new microphone.
Sound good.
Thanks.
Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast, of course, you know, for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%.
Own it. I gotta ask you, freaking bikeaholics, what are you waiting for? Mount up already. Let Lurch and I take you on a little ride. That's right. Welcome back, guys. I am Ryan Erlacher, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
That is Lurch, and we have been working hard today. Lurch is putting in a lot of extra time with me. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
And I would say we worked our arses off today trying to get all this Sons of Anarchy stuff out. This is taxing us, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. It took me several hours to get everything put together and get the episode published out on the websites, social media, all that stuff. There's a lot to it I didn't really understand until I started getting involved with it.
Yep. Yeah, you definitely got a good taste for how things go now. And we were talking like yesterday, I spent, to watch the Sons of Anarchy episode, just a real quick rundown. I got 3 hours into it because I got to take notes. Then I got to record.
What kind of notes?
Copious. Attaboy.
Yep.
Attaboy. You haven't forgotten. It's been a while, but you haven't forgotten. So I take those copious notes. I record some important sound bites from it. Then I got to come up in the studio. I got to edit all those sound bites. Got to get them onto a soundboard. Then get the notes out to everybody. Then we got to record the podcast. Then the next day it's all editing the audio, which takes double what it. So if it's a 2-hour episode, it took us about 4 hours to edit.
For sure.
Then you got to do the show notes. You got to do the album art. You got to do all that. Then you got to pump it out. So anyways, woe is me. That's not what I'm saying it for. Just Lurch is getting a reel, and then we do it on social media. I forgot all that. I got to write the blog. So we love Sons of Anarchy, but in the meantime, we're still pumping out our weekly episodes for our loyal year-round listeners. Not that you freaky deaky Sons of Anarchy fans. I know we've had some people get hooked up with the Sons of Anarchy. Then they like the podcast and their motorcycles on top of it. So then they end up over at our regular podcast and vice versa.
That makes sense to me. I mean, if you're watching SOA, even if you don't have a bike, you must like the motorcycling culture. So you probably got a thing for bikes anyway. So why not listen to the regular Lab podcast?
Absolutely.
It's the same host. It's the same good time. It's just a different topic.
Exactly. And we've got a lot of stuff on this episode. We've got a pretty good subject that I think people will be interested in. So you'll definitely want to stay around for our main topic. So let me do a rundown of what we got here for you guys. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about a new patron member, and he sent an email, and I think it's an email that the folks, the listeners will be interested in. We've got to talk a little bit about our new logo and a t-shirt deal that Matt is working on.
Badass logo.
You got to have it on your back.
Oh, yeah.
You got to have it on your back to be one of the cool guys. And then our main topic we're going to get into and get in depth is a biker arrested. He waves off of California Highway Patrol officers. You guys may know about it because I did a blog on it and I did a video. Anyways, me and Lurch will break that down for you and our thoughts and some of the thoughts of our listeners who have posted on Facebook. And thanks for being involved, guys. All right, we got a couple donations. Maybe if we have time, we'll talk about a really cool Harley-Davidson giveaway going on. I don't know if we'll get that far, guys, but we're going to pump it out, and let's anything off the top before we just nail it, dude.
You did an outstanding job. Let's nail it.
All right, so we're going to nail it. So I do want to thank a new patron member. And if you guys, obviously at the beginning of the episodes, if you're a new listener, Patreon is kind of like a membership for you guys. It's really easy. And you can head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon to learn more. You can basically donate or pledge a certain amount per piece of content we put out. So all the way down to $1. So like 4 podcasts a month, that's like $4 a month. You get some exclusive things. You get, if you do $2 per episode or more, you get in our very exclusive private Facebook group, which is where I pulled this from, this email. He's a member of our private Facebook group. And also me and Lurch were talking today. I think one of the new things, and everybody that is a patron is getting a t-shirt on us.
Heck yeah.
On the house. Everybody else we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yep.
They'll do an order on that. But yeah, so I think one of the $2 and up, if you donate $2 or more, I got to tweak that, but I think from now on it's going to be written in there that you get access to the private group, and in that private group you get anything you post or questions. It's a private group, and we all talk to each other. We're guaranteed to respond within 24 hours to you. You won't get that anywhere else from us. We are at the point where we kind of let emails sit now. We answer them, but we get to them when we can. So you get that. You'll get a t-shirt, and the pure satisfaction that you're putting a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank.
And keeping it running on down the road.
I like it. Lurch made that up. All right, so it is Mark Arnold of Alberta, Canada, who is our newest patron member.
Hey, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. You're a huge supporter, and we love you up there in Canada, brother. So thank you very much. Mark also sent a email. You want to read this?
So Mark sent this in. It says, it's in reference to episode 57, Why Should I Join a Typical Motorcycle Club? Here's what Mark has to say. I just listened to episode 57 today, and it was cool that you guys mentioned my name during the donations portion. I'm glad I can help out and put some fuel in the tank of the LAB engine. Let Lurch know you guys are welcome up here anytime to hunt some of our tasty Canadian deer.
That's why I had you read it.
Yeah, I like that. They got some nice big deer up there, whitetail and mule deer. He says, I just wanted to say that when you were talking about HOG being a riding group, you guys stated that you didn't think there was a fee to be a member of our local HOG chapter. Here in Canada, the annual fee is $60 on the national level, and the 2 local dealers in Edmonton are charging $20 a year for local chapter membership. Keep up the good work, guys. Thanks for being involved in the discussion. And, well, this is back to him, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to read your notes. So here's what we have to say back to Mark. Thanks again for being involved in the discussion and sharing your information with the law-abiding community. If anybody else wants to do that, you can definitely get a hold of us through the listener hotline at 509-731-3548, or you can simply go to the voicemail via your computer microphone or your laptop's got a microphone these days, and that is http://
Oh, geez.
Just kidding. World Wide Web, www.lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail. Or in general, if you just want to give us a contact, you can go on there and do a general contact through lawabidingbiker.com/contact.
Well said, buddy. Well said. And what Mark is referring to, I know Lurch touched it, but if you really want, that episode's been very popular. If you head back to lawabidingbiker.com/57, that's the episode. And of course, if you're on iTunes or anything, all the show notes are there. And it was, why should I join a typical motorcycle club? And we had mentioned hogs. We had talked about it a little bit. So that's a correction. We weren't sure if hogs charged and stuff. So Mark's letting us know.
Yeah, we all agreed that, or stated that we are part of HOG when we bought our new bike. You know, you get that automatic, I think it's 1 year entry into HOG. I've kept my membership active just for the benefits of towing and discounts and whatnot, but I've never gone to a HOG meeting or anything. They send me a patch once a year. But we didn't know what it cost because none of us had ever been involved with it. So now we know. That's at least what they're charging up in Canada.
Right. And I think they do here too.
It's so probably similar.
You can be the HOG member and get the insurance and the towing and all that, but to actually be involved with the chapter, I think that's the different HOG chapters. That's where the fees come in.
Right.
Right. Okay. Cool. So thanks. We really appreciate you guys getting involved and letting us know and educating us as much. And of course, by educating us, we get it out to the rest of the community, just like we showed you right there. Now, we have a new LAB logo there. We got an awesome, you guys will want to stay tuned for this because Lurch is going to announce a t-shirt deal. Mm-hmm. We want to get t-shirts out to the listeners, all you loyal listeners. We do have a new logo. I worked hard on it. I just want to give a quick shout out. I had a guy in Nepal do this. Now I wanted to rebrand, and so you know our original logo. Everybody knows it; they're familiar with it now. I made that logo originally for the podcast, and I made it. Now I do some very limited graphic design, but I'm not great at it. I'll admit it. I've learned a lot. I'm better at other things than graphic design. So I farmed this out because the original logo was just to get up and running. And although I liked it, it served its purpose. I didn't realize that things were going to take off quite like they did, and we were going to really be putting out as much content as we are a year and a half or almost 2 years later. So I've always had in my head, and I will thank Matt Lurch sitting here. I started talking to him about a new logo, and he came up with some ideas, and I liked it. And so with his ideas and my ideas, I kind of threw an idea together. It wasn't cheap getting all of it done because I had a local artist draw it. And if you guys have seen the new logo out there, you guys all know what I'm talking about. It's on the website. It's on our podcast app now. If you go to iTunes or Stitcher, it's all changed over now. But farmed it out to a guy in Nepal, and he did absolutely outstanding work. If you guys want to find him, head over to facebook.com/the logo artist. Very, very reasonable. This guy, I actually tipped him because I'm like, dude, for what you did, that is not enough money. And I actually sent him an extra check. His website is thelogoartist.com. He's also on Fiverr, and that's where I farmed him out from, Fiverr. And his username is Duper, D-U-P-E-R. Telling you, the guy's professional, absolute brilliant. If you look at our logo and the detail on that.
It's impressive. I like it. I don't think I could have done that.
No, me neither. Not even close.
I maybe can use Photoshop a little bit, but look all hacky.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Your daughter could probably do a better job than I could.
That's likely.
Yeah.
That's likely. So he took from paper, the local artist that drew it, and then I sent that to him, and then he had to start over from scratch, but it gave him a visual of exactly what I wanted, but then he added to it. And anyways, I just want to give him a shout out, guys. Do check out the new logo. And with that, I want to let Lurch do the little announcement here on the little deal we got going on.
Fresh off the press, hot news here at Law Abiding Biker. We've decided to do some t-shirts. So here's what we're going to do. By the time you hear this, there'll be a page set up on our webpage, lawabidingbikers.com/shirts. Here's what we're doing. We're going to do a group order, but these are going to be pre-sales. We don't have a lot of money sitting around to order 200-300 shirts if that's how many we need. So we're going to do a pre-sale. And what they are is a short sleeve shirt. They're going to be black, and it's going to have the logo in a gray and white. What would you call that?
It's screen print.
Right. And it's going to have the big logo on the back, and on the front it'll say Biker Podcast. We're going to sell these shirts for $24.95 a piece. And if you go onto that /shirts webpage, there'll be a purchase button. All you got to do is click that bad boy. All we need from you is tell us your size and the number of shirts you want. And when you do that, you'll have to enter your payment method and your address and everything. And we'd like to get those all done by December 15th. That'll give everybody plenty of time to hear this podcast and see it on the old interweb there and make their orders. And then we're going to ship them out the first week of January. And again, it's a pre-sale, so you got to wait a few weeks to get it. We just don't have the money laying around to do it all at once. So get on there. If you want a t-shirt, order it, and we'll be sending them out the first part of January.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, guys, so when you hit that purchase, just a little follow-up. We're transparent here, completely transparent at Lab Media. So we let everybody know what we're doing. And so this is a little gig because you guys, Lurch is working for me very part-time. And he actually puts in more time than I can afford to pay him. Actually, his first check was overtime that I worked at my regular job. I just need the help, guys, and we're struggling here to keep going and get all the stuff out. We're going to keep doing it for you guys, I promise. We love doing it, but it's just getting more costly, and especially with working Lurch and hiring him a little bit. So, transparent here. We are going to make a little money off the t-shirts, okay? We're still getting them to you guys at a good price. But yes, and we've got to do the pre-order because a lot of it, we got to do shipping. We're going to have to ship all these things. There's shipping costs involved. So we thought that was a reasonable price. It gets you guys a t-shirt in your hand. It gives us a little extra money to put in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank. And it shows a way to support us. So you're getting a t-shirt, an awesome t-shirt. It's going to be badass looking. And of course, when you go to lawabidingbiker.com/shirts to order yours, hit the purchase button, and actually on that web page, that landing page will be a picture of the t-shirts. You'll get to see a picture of the front and back. You'll get to see the actual logo that's going to be on that T-shirt. You probably did mention it's black only?
Yeah, it's a grayscale. That was the word I was looking for earlier.
Oh yeah, nice. Yep. So it's not a colored logo because otherwise we'd have to sell the shirts for even more for you guys, and we wanted to keep costs down. But it's badass.
Besides black and white and gray, that's biker colors. Anyways,
Absolutely.
It looks mean, looks tough.
It's got the rocker over the top that says "Law-Abiding Biker," and then it's got the podcast there. It's got the flames. If you guys don't, you really need to go check it out. But yeah, it'll ask you for your size and all that. Don't worry about it. It's all secure. It's just like the same way we sell our videos. It's all secure, guys. You don't have to worry about entering your credit card information. We don't get any of it. It's a service I use. So don't worry about security or anything. I've never had a problem. Been using them for all our for sale videos and stuff. So
one thing I didn't mention is that includes shipping, which is probably an important thing for the listeners to know. And that's coming out of that profit, if you will. So we decided to just include that. So it doesn't matter where you live, we'll ship it out to you.
Yep. And I don't even know what it costs to ship to internationally, dude. But
oh boy, we might have to look at that.
I might, I'm going to go down to the post office and find out, what would it cost to ship this to, I'm just throwing it out there to like Ireland because.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I was thinking
I don't know
the United States.
We might have to, unfortunately, if that's a lot, ask a little more. Okay. Enough of that. We'll talk about that after.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out, guys, but just go to that page and we'll have it figured out for you guys. All right, dude. Do we want to get into our main topic?
Yeah, let it rip, Tater Chip.
I love it, dude. All right. Our main topic, guys, today, which me and Lurch are going to break down both from our opinions and that of the opinions of some of our listeners and people that are involved, but also with some experience and what we've experienced as LEOs with this. And we aren't just making stuff up or we don't have any experience with this, but it is. A biker was recently arrested by the California Highway Patrol. Now, he was arrested. Let me actually go to the blog here, Lurch. We'll pull it up. Let me start out by saying this is on YouTube, and we're going to do a walkthrough, a piece by piece. If you guys want to go get the video, just head over to this episode. I'll have a link to the blog that I did and the video that I made and everything you need to know about this incident to form your own opinion. But it's just go to lawabidingbiker.com/ whatever episode number this is. So / whatever episode number it is, and you can get the full show notes just like any episode that we do. But this guy basically will do a walk step. Yeah, go ahead.
No, nothing. I was just nodding my head in agreement with you.
Gotcha. Thought you were going to say.
That's a habit I have. I apologize.
That's all right. It lets me know.
I'm listening.
So we'll do a play-by-play a little bit here, guys, for you so you can get the full scope of what's going on. And I will let you know that this knucklehead that did this, he's doing a wheelie down the freeway. He's got some friends with him. A CHP motorcycle officer tries to end up pulling him over. Obviously, they aren't complying. They're doing wheelies by him, acting like jackasses, complete disrespect. And then they're on sports bike, these particular individuals. And then, anyways, he ends up waving them off and, basically, telling the CHP officer to go away and blah, blah. And he's all proud of himself. He was later arrested, which we'll get into. Thank God. But here's the deal. These dumbasses, guys, are posting this stuff on YouTube. And this dumbass posted this whole thing, which is what hung him, on YouTube. And now that he got arrested, I was watching this video, and I was just going to take their YouTube link and embed it in my webpage. And it's got around to some other channels now. But it wasn't a day later after I read that he got arrested, it started going off channels and it said video no longer available, video no longer available. Okay. Well, let me tell you all, if you're, I know we have good listeners, but if you're one of those people that thinks you can post something on YouTube like this knucklehead and it can just go away, you're an idiot. Because as soon as I saw it going away, I took and did a screen recording and captured it so it can never go away. And now it's on my YouTube channel with my comments. And so it was funny because I'm sure he started emailing around going, hey, get it off. His attorney probably told him, get that off. Dude, it's too late. It's too late.
You just put evidence of a crime out on the internet. Good
Thank
job,
you.
buddy.
And you think you can just take it down the next day and people like me, techies, aren't going to actually make just as good a copy of that? No, I did that so it can't go away because I want to prove a point with this particular episode and this blog. So we'll give that little warning out. Let's just go through. We're going to play the video a little bit because I know you guys are driving in your car. Yeah, you right now, driving your car. Go ahead and nod your head. That's right. You running right now with the earbuds in. We're watching you. That's right. You cooking dinner right now. Yep. You too.
Rolling down the road listening on your infotainment center.
Yeah, rolling down the road, listening on your boombox. We're talking to you right now. All right, I'm going to turn the volume down on the video a bit. And these are sports bikes on this, and then we're going to be fair and balanced here.
You could be doing wheelies on a bagger. I've seen it.
We got it in this blog.
Yeah, these just happen to be crotch rockets.
Yep. And that's why I'm going to turn the volume down, because quite honestly, I have no problem with sports bike, but those whiny little engines, and there's like 15 of them, gives you a headache when you watch this video. All right, here we go. All right.
Up on the rev limiter.
So what do you got going on right here, Lurch, real quick? We're just going to breeze through this.
Oh, boy. There's a cat doing a wheelie, and not only is he doing a wheelie, he's standing on his seat, so he's not riding abreast the motor with his feet on the foot pegs.
And he's going down, looks like a 4-lane freeway.
Yes.
Okay. And he's got another guy beside him, and you can tell there's more bikes because you can hear him behind him.
And they're racing back and forth in front of each other, seesawing, doing wheelies.
Mm-hmm.
And then Captain America here goes speeding past everybody.
He's got the helmet cam on.
Yeah, he's the one that ends up getting arrested later. And then they're all over the place. They're using all kinds of lanes, you see one bike after another come by doing wheelies. And then you can probably hear that siren. The pack is catching up to the lead bike, and the lead bike has a CHP officer behind him, and that CHP officer is trying to pull over the lead bike for doing a wheelie.
And he's still doing a wheelie.
And he's still doing a wheelie. He's just ignoring him doing a wheelie.
There's all his little buddies passing him.
Yeah, now they're all kind of actually swarming in on him. There's probably just conservatively about a dozen bikes.
What do you see here to the right?
The innocent motoring public.
Thank you.
And mom in a minivan, probably.
Now these guys are going to claim...
Or some poor father who has to drive the minivan because they have so many kids. But
right.
Yep.
Now, if you look at this, guys, we've got it freeze frame, and to give you a visual... You've got this bike doing a wheelie, and he's in the left lane right next to a family minivan, right next to it.
Yep.
And there's another car merging on the freeway. So these knuckleheads, I've read, Lurch, and I've seen these blogs, they come back and they talk about, well, we did it when there was no cars. Okay, bullshit. I've seen way too many of these videos now. They aren't, and they don't know when it happens. And you know what? You can't control the oncoming traffic. Now, is there a median there, or is that just
that's a raised center Jersey barrier.
It is okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird show. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because you can see that semi in the far ground over there, and you can't see the wheels on it, so you can see that raised cement.
Good call. Good call.
Problem is when you're doing a wheelie next to a minivan, you cannot make a quick stop or maneuver. I mean, you're on one wheel. You can't turn, and you can't brake too quick.
Right.
But it's just dangerous when you're riding right next to somebody in a minivan.
So this individual, since you posed that little question there, or idea, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So my problem is, these guys argue all the time, and you get on their little blogs. They're just a lot of them are just very immature. I get it. They're young males. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
I get it. They got testosterone. They got a bike that'll do 170 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah. I used to have one too, but I rode responsibly.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, I guess some of these guys are probably, most of them are probably in their 20s. So I get the testosterone. I get the rush. I get all that. I do.
And you know what? Doing a wheelie is cool. I like watching those guys do their stunt riding and stuff. It shows
Thank you.
In a safe, enclosed environment, not out mixed in with the innocent motoring public.
Right. You're bringing up a lot of good points because it's stuff I wanted to touch on, and that's a good one. Hold that, because I do want to get back to closed events.
Holding.
No, that's good because, man, there's a lot to talk about here. So my problem here is I don't worry about him.
No, not at all.
If he goes down, I get it. We've all been down on bikes, especially if you're doing that stuff. You're going to go down, okay? None of these guys are perfect. Their argument is on their little blogs and their YouTube comments is, oh, well, we're skilled riders. We can do that next to a car. We're skilled riders. I agree with you. What you're doing right now is impressive. I agree with you. I like watching it. It's cool. I like watching guys burn out. It's cool. I'm motorcycle through and through. I love motorcycles. I love burning rubber. I love motors. I love everything about it. Problem is, we know that they do go down from time to time. And I have a video of that on this blog of another guy, and he looks skilled and confident. What happens right now, Matt, being the LEO experience, we both got 20 years. What happens if he goes down right now?
That minivan's going to react to that and probably overreact. I'm guessing he's going to steer it hard to the right because the bike's on the left. Now he's either going off the road or he's going into that other car merging on. And there's a hillside on the right there. So more than likely that guy rips it hard to the right. He's going up the hillside and rolling that minivan.
Absolutely. So the problem is So he rolls or he gets run over, whatever, right? I get it. That bike has got to slide.
Right.
And that bike can slide a long ways depending on how it goes down.
Let's say this. Let's say he just goes down and he goes down in front of the minivan. The minivan runs over him and kills him. He's the only one that dies. Doesn't just affect him. That affects that poor driver that just ran him over and killed him.
And his kids that are in the car that watch that.
See his brains going splattered all over the place.
Absolutely. And the kids, let's just say another thing. So the bike slides out. It slides in front of that motorist. He overreacts. He's got his now think of that. That's my wife and kids right there. Okay. And my wife just had to swerve for your dumbass at 70 to 80 miles, probably 80 on a freeway in California, 80 miles an hour, hits the Jersey Berry, maims my wife and kills my kid, all because you wanted to do a effing stunt that you could have taken somewhere safe because you want everybody to think you're cool. That's the testosterone.
It's complete disregard for the safety of others. There's no doubt about that.
Yep, I agree. It's reckless. And so that's their argument that I want to tell you guys right now. If you want to comment on this blog, go for it. lawabidingbiker.com/whatever the episode number is. We'd like to keep it clean, keep it pithy. We don't, because I approve all comments. I don't allow vulgar. Huh?
Pithy?
Keep it pithy.
You're going to have to explain that. Pithy?
You don't know what pithy is?
I never heard of that.
Keep it pithy. It means keep it precise, to the point. Don't bloviate.
Bloviate. We don't want anybody bloviating. Okay, all right.
And the listeners who watch Fox News know exactly where I get those words. Those are Bill O'Reilly words.
Oh, I thought you were meant to say keep it spiffy, but you messed up. Piffy. All right, okay.
You learned something new here.
I did. Wow.
Law Abiding Biker Podcast. We're here to teach you. So yeah, keep it, but we don't allow vulgar comments on our YouTube channel, or we don't mind good discussions, but we ban you immediately if you're stupid. Nobody will see it anyways, because I'll just ban you before anybody sees it. So, but getting back to, that's the problem, is I put myself, they could do that in a closed environment. There's no need for it on the freeway. They can cause an accident. They do go down. For as many cool videos like this I searched on YouTube, I can find just as many with somebody doing the exact same trip and going down.
Yeah, before we start recording this, I told you here not too long ago, I had personal experience with this, with a guy doing a wheelie. And when he put it down, he didn't have his handlebars quite centered. So his front tire was off at a little bit of an angle. When he touched down, it caused him to start doing the old tank slapper there, and his bars going back and forth. He got pitched, went down an embankment, through 1 yard, through a driveway, and this is crazy, but he impacted another motorcycle, a parked motorcycle on driveway.
What are the odds of that?
Slim to none. But his helmet hit the
peg.
Thank you, the foot peg, and that spiked right through his helmet and into his brain, killed him.
Dude.
Because he wanted to do a wheelie.
Right. In a non-safe environment.
Right.
He could have did that all day at a show
and
or an event.
And if he would have down, he would have slid.
Right.
He might have got hurt, no doubt about it, but he wouldn't have impaled himself on a foot peg of a parked motorcycle.
Right. Not going to die. Because absolutely, man. That's what we're getting at here, guys, is we're not dogging these riders in the sense that they're skilled. They are.
Yeah, I don't know that I could do these tricks.
No, I've never been.
But even if I could, I wouldn't do it on the highway.
Right. Maybe in my 20s, not in the highway, but I would have tried it. But I don't even try it now. I'd rather watch them do it.
Right. Let somebody else get hurt.
Exactly. Let somebody else put videos out and get hung on their videos. So I'm talking only bad about these guys in the sense that
the decision they made to do it where they did it.
Right. That's the whole point. So let's move on. That brings out some points. We're going to get a little more in depth with this, guys, as we go on, but let's continue the video and see where it goes from here, Lurch. So the one guy that's doing the wheelie next to the minivan, he actually speeds up while he's doing a wheelie, rips past the CHP officer who's in the center lane, and passes him on the right while doing a wheelie standing on his seat. Now we got head cam guy. Now the lead guy finally brings the wheelie down, right?
Yep, the lead bike dropped his wheelie, and now bike number 2, which, actually 3. Number 2 is the CHP officer. Now number 3 is the guy with the helmet cam. He's catching up to the CHP officer on the bike. But
that guy in the lead, the CHP officer, is trying to pull him over, and he's just swerving from inside lane to outside lane.
Right.
Being an idiot.
Well, if it's anything like the guy with the helmet cam here, I don't even see any mirrors on his bike. So,
yeah.
That's part of it too.
You know what that sounds like? You guys got to listen to this. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit so the listeners, I'll tell you what this sounds like. Sounds like a bunch of little bees in
Sounds
a
like
bee's nest.
Sounds like a beehive.
It does, dude. It does. All those sports bikes sound like a bunch of bees. What do you got going on here, Lurch?
So now the lead bike's slowing down, the one that's doing the wheelies. And there's a cut in the video, which is weird there. You see that little bit of a cut?
They did. I don't know what they cut out.
I don't know what they cut out, but the lead bike was pulling over to talk to the CHP officer. Then there's a cut. Now the guy with the helmet cam's pulling up next to him, next to the CHP officer.
And they're riding right down the road.
Yeah. And they're talking to each other, but I can't tell what they're saying. But you can see the CHP officers pointing at the front wheel of the bike and giving him the mark, the slash across the throat, like front
Cut
wheel,
it.
knock it off.
Exactly.
You guys knock it off.
And he's being very professional, this motorcycle officer. Let me tell you, we've got his name. We'll give a shout out to him here in a second. CHP.
What's he on, a FJ or Beamer? FJ.
I think it's an FJ.
Looks like an FJR.
Yeah, I think it is.
Because that windshield that's adjustable, that's what it looks like, an FJ. He says, knock it off, buddy. Points at him. And then guy here on the helmet cam, the sport bike, he just waves him off and give him the, go away, go away.
So at this point, the CHP officer warns them verbally while they're riding side by side down the road. I think the CHP officer at this point is like, yeah, these guys aren't going to listen to anything I say.
They're not going to listen to me. There's a whole bunch of them. I can't even pull them all over.
They're being disrespectful.
They won't pull over anyways.
Right. Being disrespectful.
Yes.
And so he takes off ahead of the group down the freeway and leaves them.
And my thought was perhaps he's pulling up ahead, get away from call in for some more cars.
Right.
Maybe not. Maybe he's just like, I'm getting out of here. Get away from these guys or trouble. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know either. But what's the guy with the head cam doing now?
Yeah, he's taunting them. He's waving, see you later, bye-bye.
He's basically telling him, flicking his hand like, go away.
And then they all raise their fists like, yeah, America.
America, we're so cool.
Yeah. And then the whole horde catches up to him. They start doing wheelies again.
Look at me, he's shaking his fist in the air. You know what he's saying? I'm so cool. All my friends are going to think I'm so cool. In jail. That was my I added some little headings to this video, the one I recreated for you guys on the blog, so you'll have to watch it. I put some funny did I mention he later got arrested? So look at, he's telling all his friends, look what I did. I waved him off.
Go ahead.
I'm cool. I'm so cool. I'm so cool now, and I'm so popular. I'm going to pop a wheelie. I'm going down the center lane. I got my, I'm pulling it back. Look at me.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
doing
already
a
going
wheelie.
60 or 70, and then he pulls a wheelie.
It is a cool shot.
Oh, yeah. It's impressive. And then another one goes by him on the left, full wheelie. It's impressive riding. It's just not the place for it.
Right. So that's pretty much it, guys. Again, lawabidingbiker.com/ in the show notes number, and you can watch my video and my little headings, but it shows you everything we just watched there. So getting to that point, Lurch.
It's just like the video we talked about months ago or even last year about the guys riding like idiots over on the East Coast. They're up and down the sidewalks and all kinds of crap. Take it somewhere safe. Do it in a closed parking lot. Do it on a racetrack. I don't know. Get some property and do it. Stay off the road. Quit putting other people's lives in danger. Innocent motoring public going down the road and wanting to go get a Starbucks and you're coming by in a wheelie and crash in front of them. I mean, knock it off. It's just not the place for it.
I agree. The risk versus reward is not worth it.
The problem is when you're young, you don't understand risk versus reward and you don't think you're going to die.
Right. And you don't think that will actually happen to you until it's too late.
And you mentioned it earlier. It's because there's too much testosterone going through there. And a young male in his 20s has a hard time thinking with the correct head.
He's got all his buddies around him.
Yeah, he's showing off.
Showing off is they're egging each other on.
Might as well just stand around and pull them out and see who's got the longer one because that's all they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You just whip it out, lay it on the table, and smack each other and, put it back in. You're right. Well put, Lurch. So, the whole deal on this is I agree with you. It's got to be a closed facility. I absolutely will pay money, and I have at rallies, to watch these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, take it.
It's impressive. Just do it where you're supposed to do it.
They do all their little stunts with one foot on the seat, and then they do the burnouts while they're standing on both pegs. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep, stoppies, wheelies.
Yeah.
They sit on the tank and do a wheelie with their feet over the front of the bike. I mean, it's impressive.
It is. It is. And I think most guys enjoy watching that, and we will watch it. In fact, you can make some money off of it and book yourself at events, and they have a whole section roped off where it's safe. And you're not going to slide out in front of my wife and my kids in the family car.
Well said.
And yeah, exactly. And cause a fatality collision because you're stupid. Yeah, but we will obviously, like I say, talent. They're good riders. Just our point is keep it off the street. The other point I wanted to bring up, Lurch, and we did a podcast on it. I think I titled it Unorganized Biker Motorcycles or something like that.
Yeah, that's another group that I just referenced.
So we're referring to episode 19 of the Law Abiding Biker podcast. That's lawabidingbiker.com/19. You can get the show notes there. We did a really good one on, I called it Unorganized Motorcycle Guys, UMGs versus SUV driver assault incident in New York City. Is this the one you were getting at?
That's the one I was talking about, yeah. They're driving like idiots too, riding like idiots, I mean.
Yep, absolutely. And the deal with them is that they actually swarmed a car, and then the car couldn't get from around him, and he ended up hitting one of them lightly, and the guy went down, and then they followed the guy, pulled him out of his van, beat the shit out of him. That was that incident.
Right.
Which brings me right back to this. Go ahead. You got a thought.
Well, their riding was the same, and you watch the first part of that other clip, that other movie, they were riding just like that, up and down sidewalks, stopping traffic, doing all kinds of things.
Yep. What else happens on a freeway? You being very familiar. What happens when there's 20 bikers and one of the bikers goes down?
Everybody pulls over.
They stop in the middle of the freaking road, which causes, when you have cars doing 80 and all of a sudden you have all those other bikers are putting themselves at risk they have no idea. You stop and a semi's coming and he doesn't, you're done. So because you're stopping up, it's just all the way around. It's dangerous on you, number one. And number two is the innocent motoring public that's out there. But they beat that guy up. And that's what I'm getting at on this little point is this, what does this do? Everything that we're trying to do here at this podcast and everything, the platform we've developed is all about law-abiding bikers. We try to develop this platform about, the image of motorcycle clubs because we're with the sworn few MC. What does this kind of behavior do?
It tarnishes the image of motorcycle riders. It doesn't matter what kind of motorcycle you're riding. If you're on a moped or you're riding a fully dressed cruiser, it doesn't matter. It's a bike and it's a guy riding. And to the average person that's never rode a motorcycle, we're all the same. We're all bikers.
Yep, absolutely. And we support all law-abiding bikers, regardless if you ride a sports bike or a Harley or a Yamaha. We don't care. It's the image. And what do you think that guy in that minivan, who's probably not a biker, what do you think? He's already got a stereotype probably of bikers, which we're really working hard here to get rid of. But what's he thinking about bikers now?
There goes those crazy bastards again doing wheelies, endangering me and just acting nuts. These guys are crazy.
Yeah, and if you think, about the mom, say her husband isn't a biker. Okay, I'm a biker. I got kids, right? They get the lifestyle. They understand that kind of stuff. Now think of your mother driving in her car down a freeway, regardless if any of them crashed.
My mom's kind of a badass. She'd probably ride up next to him, roll down the window, and flip him off.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love it, dude. You do not mess with Lurch's mom.
Yeah, you don't mess with my mama.
I'm just saying that right now.
Mama Bear will pull right up beside you and tell you what she thinks.
No doubt. But, I'm thinking, aside from Lurch's mom, she is tough. The little old lady, your grandma, driving, what does that do to her fear level? She's got a biker, and she's going to think it's a biker gang, and they're swerving around her, and they're boxing her in, and they're paying no regard. I mean, that has a detrimental effect.
For sure.
Because she's going to go home and, this biker gang, and they're always going to call it a biker gang,
right,
was surrounding me, and their bikes were everywhere. And they're so scared because they see TV, dude. They don't know sports bike or Harley. They're like, they're going to.
There's the Sons of Anarchy, and they're coming to get me.
Absolutely, dude. Exactly. So, that's the second point. Obviously, the first point is our main point. But the second point is these guys are tarnishing every law-abiding biker out there. And, okay, we all speed once in a while. We all, get late on a red light. That's not what we're talking about, law-abiding bikers. Those are infractions or civil. What we're talking about is criminal activity. So yes, even law-abiding bikers get a speeding ticket now and then. That's life. Those are civil infractions. The law-abiding biker, what we're talking about like reckless endangerment. This is outside the realm of speeding a little bit or being a little bit late on that red light. We've all been there,
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up because there's a difference between criminal and infractions. You can speed or have loud pipes, and yes, you may have made an infraction, but it doesn't necessarily make you not a law-abiding biker.
Right.
We're talking about crimes here.
We get parking
reckless
tickets, right?
Driving and everything else they're doing in that video. That is not the law-abiding biker.
Great. Yeah, that's well said. And so that's what we want. When we're talking about law, we're not talking about the squeaky clean. Everybody in their life is going to get in a crash. Everybody in their life is going to get a speeding ticket for the most part. Everybody in their life is going to run that stop sign. Those are little tiny penalties. Yeah, be careful, but like Lurt said, we're talking about criminal. We're talking about willful, wanton, just like this, we're talking about the guys that are purposely out doing this kind of behavior or the 1%er, lifestyle type stuff. That's not in the realm of what we consider the law-abiding biker. So this guy posts this video. We've walked you guys through it. I encourage you to watch it and look at my little subheadings or subtitles. But the best part about this is because this cocky guy that's waving this officer on puts it out. He's all just proud of it. And like I told you guys already, he thinks he can put it up and just take it down. Well, what it is, no, he's got the high-tech redneck right on his tail. That's how I roll. And I cut it and copied it here. But the greatest thing is authorities arrested the idiotic, this is my blog. I called him the idiotic motorcycle rider, suspected of filming and waving off a California CHP officer who was trying to stop him and others doing stunts on the freeway. All right. Suspect's name. That's right. You want to be on YouTube and you want to be popular? Right here on the podcast. Here's his name, guys. And I got this from another article. I didn't do public disclosure or anything. This comes from a press release from the California Highway Patrol. Fortunately, the CHP says 32-year-old. Go ahead, Lurch.
I can't see it.
Go ahead, Lurch.
Is it Guruardas? I can't see it. It's you need to make it bigger.
Dude, if I had a nickel.
Singh is the middle name. There you go. That's good. Guruardas Singh Khalsa.
Yeah. Go ahead and refer to the show notes, guys.
Yeah.
I thought that's why it was smaller, Lurch, because somehow it went back to 100%. So
Guruardas. Oh, that's a heck of a name. I bet he goes by Singh.
Yeah, Singh.
Singh Khalsa.
Of Brentwood.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
Was arrested Wednesday at his home on suspicion of being an accessory after the fact on delaying or obstructing an officer. That's exactly what he did. It didn't say in here reckless, but he could have tagged him for reckless, and maybe they did. But he definitely obstructed. Oh, you know what? Because he didn't do a wheelie until the CHP officer was gone. It was his buddies that were doing wheelies, and then by not pulling over his group and waving them off, that was obstructing.
Right. Yes, because the officer is trying to investigate a crime, which would be the reckless driving, and then this guy gets in the way and causes a problem. So he's obstructing the officer's ability to investigate the crime. Sounds good. And I bet this Guruardas guy sung like a little canary when he was asked who else was involved to get his ass out of trouble. Guarantee, dude. Guarantee the police officer, because he's the one they tracked down because he posted the video. Yeah, you can pinch him for reckless driving too. The evidence is right there.
Yeah, right.
If they wanted to.
You're right. And maybe they will after the fact.
Who knows?
But you know what I mean? I bet this Guruardas guy sung like a little bitch because, once he got arrested, say, there's a bunch of other guys. If you want to, plea this down to a negligent,
who knows?
Go ahead and give up a few more names of those knuckleheads. And I bet, dude, he's not some hardened criminal, dude.
Knows?
But the incident occurred on 6. Oh, if you guys don't know what obstructing is, basically that's hindering or delaying the investigation of a law enforcement officer. Very easy to prove there. Not a problem, especially with the video evidence that was provided. You want to go on there about where it occurred and stuff?
It occurred on Interstate 680 in Milpitas. What is that? Milpitas?
Yeah.
California's got, is that California? Yeah, they got so many weird name cities. Milpitas, Milpitas. Yeah.
That's how I'd say it.
Yep, that's what I'd say.
Some California guy right now. Some California guy, because we have a lot of California listeners
going, this guy's an idiot.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, they call Yakima Yakima, so whatever.
Yakima.
Milpitas.
All right. And we already know that. So this CHP motorcycle officer gets in the group, obviously. This professional CHP officer, who I want to give a shout out for, this was in the press release. His name is CHP Officer Ross Lee. Thank you for serving and protecting, Ross Lee. You did a very professional job under the stressful circumstances there. And they followed up on this on the YouTube video and online postings by Guruardas or whatever his name is, and tips from the public also, because everybody's going to know this guy because he's going to brag about the video, right?
Yeah, and there might have been some people that got the plates and were reporting it. Who knows?
Right. And maybe, I didn't get that information. Maybe that's why the CHP officer caught up to him in the first place, because they were getting reckless motorcycle group.
Yeah, who knows? That's just from experience that those things may have happened.
Yep. Big shout out to CHP Officer Ross Lee for your professionalism in handling that incident, brother. All right. I think that's, yeah. And then we go on in my blog and we just talked about that a little bit. 99% of us bikers, we are hardworking motorcycle enthusiasts. We don't behave like these misguided individuals on roadways open to the public. Let's go on here because, as I say, Lurch, we are fair and
balanced.
That's right. We're fair and balanced right here on the Law Abiding Biker podcast. I showed you this video at the meeting the other night.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk a little bit? And this is what I mean about being fair and balanced. This isn't just sports bike, guys. Go ahead.
No, here's a guy on he's on a public roadway. You can tell because there's a center line right there. He's on a tricked out bagger. It's a road glide. Probably.
It is a badass bike. I'm just going to tell you guys that.
Sweet paint job.
I would love to ride it
on it. And you can tell it's yoked out. He got some money into that motor.
Yeah. Yep. You want to talk about what he did and stuff?
Oh, he pulled a wheelie.
Well,
he stood up on the seat there and pulled a full on wheelie. He's almost all the way back hitting his bags. He's got it darn near straight up in the air.
Yeah, this is a full bagger to give you guys a picture. The Road Glide, like Lurch says, you can hear the video. And if you guys want to get this, again, lawabidingbiker.com/ and the episode number, and you can watch this video too. It's actually an embed. I couldn't find it on YouTube, but it's an embedded from YouTube, or excuse me, from Facebook. I pulled it from Facebook. This guy's name is, it's his Facebook. He posted it. It's still up. His name is Greg Lutzka. And you know what? Did I tell you what he was?
No, you just showed me the video. I had no background behind it before this.
I don't know. Let's open a link here, Lurch, and take a look-see here. So he's an athlete. He's got 785,000 likes on his page.
Oh yeah, he's a skateboarder. You did tell me that. He's some skateboarder.
And I assume that from the picture here.
Well, he's skateboarding there.
The official Greg Lutzka Facebook fan page.
And it says athlete, so I'm guessing he's a pro skater.
I think so.
To have that many followers.
Let's go to his website. And we'll actually go to his website here. Yeah, so he is professional skater. I'm a big fan of skateboarders, dude. I grew up skateboarding.
Yep, me
I
too.
still love watching it and all the X Games and Gravity Games and all that. Love it. He's obviously got money and he got a badass bagger and they effing built that engine. Because for a bagger Harley to do that, and you guys should watch the video when you get a chance. Come over to the blog and watch that video and leave your comments. But it sounds freaking awesome, dude. Gives me a little Woody. Just listen to it. I'm not going to lie to you. Oscar? Definitely gave a Woody, bro.
Yeah, he's such a motorhead.
Yeah, dude.
He probably got all excited about it. Dude, that's what I want to do to my bike.
Oh, yeah, dude. He when I showed him.
I only use that voice because Oscar, the grouch, and he's in his garbage can. I'm going to do that to my bike.
Dude, I know. Totally. Yeah. So it sounds good. But this Greg Lutzka, my ride. So pretty popular guy. And you know what? He's a great rider. He actually does a very good job pulling that wheelie. And he holds it well. But again, and even worse here, he can make a mistake. But even worse here, what do you see here?
I see a divided highway, so you got traffic going the other direction.
No Jersey barrier or concrete wall.
Two-way roadway. It looks like one lane, maybe two in each. Might be two in each direction.
Yeah, I agree. And he's got another guy behind him because you saw the video. I'm not going to play it, but he's got another guy behind him doing a wheelie too. Right?
Yeah. Again, cool, but just not on a public roadway.
Yep.
So it's not just crotch rockets for all you guys out there. They can do them on any type of bike. No matter what you got, just do it somewhere safe, would you please?
Yep, absolutely. So we're not picking on sports bike. That's the point there. We're staying fair and balanced. It doesn't matter what you're on. It's dangerous no matter what. But definitely worth a video. Like I say, I would go watch this guy. I just want to see that bike. I just want to ride on that bike, Lurch.
Yeah, it's got some ponies.
Because he just, he grabs it and just gives a little throttle,
just
dude.
Full throttle and leans on back.
It rolls back. Absolutely. All right. So I've got, again, this is just to send a point home. And again, a lot of this is on the blog, guys. So I encourage you to watch it. But this took me 2 seconds to find, Lurch, when I searched it on YouTube.
I believe it.
So what's the title there? It
says motorcycle accident, street bike crashes doing a wheelie.
You got to be kidding me. I don't believe it.
I know.
I don't believe it. And
right now he's got a pair of jeans on. He's sliding on his rump. I bet you he's losing some flesh.
Oh, I bet that hurts, dude.
Oh boy.
Look how many bikes there are.
Oh, there's a ton. It must have been during some type of, well, it could just be a huge group, but it might be during some kind of organized ride or something.
It might, but it looked like a big group because if you watch the video,
it could be.
You get a better shot. I want to point out a couple things here, Lurch, as we're not going to do this whole video, but I just want to point out two things. So here, was this an accident from what appeared to be a skilled rider? So let me play this really quick, and I want to show you real quick, and we're going to give you guys a visual of what's going on here. But we're not going to go through everything on the video. But here's this guy. He's pulling the same exact wheelie on a sports bike, going down a very similar freeway, is it not?
Yeah, no, it's a 3-lane, multi-lane highway.
Yep.
3 lanes, one direction highway. There's lots of bikes doing wheelies.
Now,
he stands up. He's riding.
Does he not look skilled?
Oh yeah, he's balancing it nicely.
He's obviously done this hundreds of times.
Oh,
but But what happens? He goes down. Now, this is my point, Lurch.
Yeah.
Now, watch this. I want you to key in on what happens here. What do you see?
The whole horde of bikes stopping in the roadway to see if he's okay.
Thank you.
Not to mention his bike slid out and got really close to another car there too.
Yep.
Or another rider. Yeah, they're just, there's a whole dozen bikes stopped and blocking all 3 lanes of the highway.
On a corner.
In a curve.
Dude, if semi comes around there. So again, that's just to send home, guys. It does happen to what appear to be skilled riders. I'm sure that guy before would have said, I'm a skilled rider. I've done it hundreds of times. It's just like riding motorcycles. Those who have been down and those who are going down. I consider myself a skilled rider. I went down. Was it last summer? No, 2 summers ago.
Yeah, 2 summers ago.
Got some gravel in a corner. And I'm not even doing anything stupid. I'm not doing wheelies. It is just...
You're increasing your odds exponentially when you're doing wheelies.
Absolutely.
Or stoppies. I mean, it's going to happen.
Yep. All right. I'm trying to think, dude. Did we cover that all? Or is there anything else?
I think we beat that horse to death.
Oh, that's all we beat, dude.
That's right. Knock it off. Do it on a private area.
Yes.
Closed circuit course.
Oh, let's real quick, because this is kind of funny. Let's go through some of these. This is some of our community guys, our loyal listeners out there, and we can go ahead and go through a few comments, Lurch, if you like. So I posted this on Facebook. I posted basically, what we kind of talked about here. But why don't you just go through a couple there?
Here's one that says, first of all, these assholes are not bikers. They are nothing more than a group of criminals breaking the law on the highway. Secondly, if the cop had any common sense, he would have called for a few cruisers to come into the highway a few miles ahead of them and make them all stop, and then charge all of them. And that's kind of what I thought he was doing. The video cuts off, but
right.
Apparently they didn't, because we found out they charged him later. But
or he could have, and they couldn't get there in time.
Yeah, who knows? That was my initial thought, is just he's getting out ahead of them and calling it in.
Right.
Here's another one.
Who was that from, though? That was from Jim.
That was Jim Templeton.
Jim Templeton.
So another one is from Frank Bressano, and what he says is, when you post videos of your stupidity on social media, karma has a funny way of finding you.
Well said.
Then he links to a police1.com article talking about how the biker gets arrested for viral taunting of the CHP officer.
And that's the video, whatever channel they embedded from, that's the one that's down now, because that was my original link. And somebody had sent it to me or something.
And then old Phil Tribazio says the guy yelling at him was arrested at his home. Guess he forgot about license plates.
Yeah.
The problem is some of those guys stick their plates up inside their...
It's illegal.
Yeah.
Because you can't read it.
Right. They stick it up inside the fender, and it's
in front of the
tire.
rear.
Yeah, you can't see behind the rear wheel, in front of the rear wheel, inside the fender, and you can't see it.
Yep.
Or they tip them in different directions, trying to make it harder to see. But yeah, you're got to be careful because your license plate's on there. I like what old Daryl Walter has to say. Assholes are everywhere.
Yep, definitely. All right. And this is on our Facebook page. If you guys want to get involved, this was a great one that I posted because look how much interaction.
You got a lot of interaction on it. Definitely got some people riled up about how these guys are acting.
If you guys want to get involved with the open Facebook page, lawabidingbiker.com/Facebook. That's not our closed one. That's our open one. That's not our member one, but we post a lot of stuff here, and you can definitely get involved with the community. Why don't you read one or two more?
Glenn King says, I think the cop was one of them. What? Was one of them a spoof?
I think what he's saying is he's just being funny, and he's like, oh, I think it was all just a setup, and he was one of the bikers too, and he was doing wheelies with them. He's just being funny.
Haas Driveman says, I'd call ahead and lay out spike strips, which is a good idea, but not with motorcycles because you can't control a motorcycle flat tires, unlike a car. So and I can only speak in Washington State. I can imagine it's the same the rest of the United States. We only use hollow spike strips on a motorcycle if we're talking somebody's a murderer or something like that, because their likelihood of causing injury or death is way too high on a motorcycle. But I like your attitude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And most public would think that. And yeah, if you don't really think about it, actually I played a video there. Most, departments have policies against that because it is dangerous.
Yeah. It's the guy that just killed somebody, he's taken off. And because at least in Washington State, the use of all spike strips on a motorcycle is considered tantamount to lethal force because the likelihood of injury and death is way too high.
Very nice. Now I posted this twice on Law Abiding Biker accidentally, but anyways, it got two separate feeds.
Oh.
So here, just read one or two there comments and we'll put this to bed.
Here's what Ellen Hazen Keniston said. I'm a professional. Yeah, a professional idiot.
But I ding like it.
Boom. And old Charles Penner, we know Charles. He's very involved with Law Abiding Biker. He says, take their bikes and licenses. Hard to be this dumb with a 10-speed bike.
Nice, dude. And Charles Penner is one of our Patreons, and he supports the show heavily. He's in the private Facebook group. While we're in Facebook, do you want to tell the audience real quick, being in that, private Facebook group, really what that's about? We put out some really cool private stuff that nobody else gets, exclusive stuff.
Yeah, it's exclusive. It's sometimes you get stuff first. Sometimes you're the only one that gets this information. A lot of times it's inside information. Get to see the inside workings of Law Abiding Biker. Get to see the cogs turning.
There you go.
Like the new logo.
Cogs, that was nice.
Yes, thank you. Like the pot or the new logo, it was in the process of being worked on, and you sent it out. Hey, what do you think of this? Let everybody take a look at it. So it gets a little more involved than you do with the regular Facebook page. You get some inside information. You get some information that's only shared with that private group.
Yep,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
And I really, in a sense, I really see our patrons, Lurch, as investors. And I told them that in that private Facebook group.
Well put. So you're putting stuff out and getting their input on it because they're investing in this thing.
Absolutely.
Gives them a chance to kind of steer the bike
right
that they're putting the fuel in to get it going down the road.
Oh my God, dude. Very nice. Very nice. Mm-hmm. That would be the sound of the law-abiding biker.
And they're
motorcycle.
They're helping steer that bad boy.
I like it. So yeah, we put out exclusive content there. We have a lot of private conversations. We let you guys on insights on the company and what's going on and all that kind of stuff. So, and we have some very good interactions there. It's so much more personal because it's a closed group and only those members that are patrons are invited. And so you obviously have time. No, that's okay. Time invested and your heart invested in Law Abiding Biker. So you're willing to, invest in those conversations that are private.
Yeah, they're the people that are really involved and want to help steer the bike. They're the members that are really heavily involved.
Absolutely. And if they want to learn more about Patreon, how do they do that? Lurch, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Patre.
We make it simple for you here. We're just bikers. All of us are bikers. We don't know anything too complicated, so make it simple. /Patreon. How easy does that get?
Exactly. Yep. And it's kind of it's a cool deal. Membership. We're trying to grow it, guys, because it is something that helps us keep moving. Now, this is a website comment, reference the incident. So you can also comment right on our website, guys, lawabidingbiker.com/ whatever the episode number is. This guy's been very involved, Jim Demetrius, and he posted this right on our blog page.
Here's what Jim had to say. He said, was riding in Chicago and a few sport bikes pulled in front of us. Now I am doing 65 plus. He slows down, making me hit my brakes. He pulls a wheelie and rides it to the next exit. Scared us to death seeing that right in front of us. Knowing that if he fell, either myself or another driver on the crowded expressway would run him over and have to live with the memory. But just like I was saying earlier, so you die and you're the only one that dies, but now you've scarred somebody else for life. My father-in-law drives truck. I think he just retired here this last month. He's put 4 million miles on his career. Just a few years ago, somebody went underneath one of the back of his trailer.
Really?
I think the guy had some type of medical issue because my father-in-law said he looked like he was slumped over the wheel, and he could see him coming across the center line. It was on a 2-lane road, 1 lane each direction. And he hits the brakes, he gets on the shoulders, does the best he can. But unfortunately, the other car went under the back of his trailer tires, killed him. That wasn't his fault. That bothered him. It really bothered him, and it still does, but especially afterwards. I mean, we talked about it several times, and there's nothing he could do. The people that I know that were there investigating that said he couldn't have done anything else. He hit the brakes. He went to the shoulder. He was almost off the road with a semi. And that was just a pure accident, and that bothered him. So you can imagine if some idiot's doing a wheelie on a bike, he goes down in front of you, you run him over. Not just hit the car, but you run over his body, and you feel that sensation of hitting somebody and killing them. That scars somebody for life.
Absolutely. Yeah, another quick story on that is quite a few years ago out near Hanford. I don't know if you were on that one or not, but a motorcyclist, a female was riding behind her husband, and she stood it up around a corner, so she didn't lean enough, and she stood up, went across the center lane, a huge dually truck with a horse trailer head on, dude. She went right into him. There's nothing he could do, locked up the brakes, just absolutely, there was body pieces for a mile, dude. It was horrendous, one of the worst I've ever been on. And hot summer, and so the body parts are baking on the pavement. But that guy, number one, her husband saw it in a rearview mirror. Now, they're not doing anything stupid. I'm just talking about your point.
The impact that it can have on the other driver.
That guy didn't do a damn thing wrong, but he was effed up, Lurch.
Oh, yeah.
And we were trying to be like, dude, we can tell that you didn't do anything. But, dude, he just cremated
Yeah.
So, guys, it does. It may not affect you, but it affects people, man. And, again, let's end with risk versus reward. There's just way too much risk for the reward of that when you can get just as much adrenaline doing it in a show or a closed type environment.
Let's get into risk versus reward. The reward there is your buddies think you're cool. The risk is you're dead. Those kind of outweigh each other, in my opinion.
Or the extra risk that a family, my wife and children, you critically injured, not just, yeah. So yeah, not worth it, guys. All right. I know that was going to be a good topic, and I know we talked about a lot. We've got a couple little things to talk about here. Do you want to go ahead? We love the patrons, but we absolutely also love just the regular donations. We're definitely not going to talk about those at all, and every little bit counts. So do you want to go through and thank some of our supporters here?
Here's a couple of donations that came in right to the Law Abiding Biker. And we'd like to say a special thanks to David LaGuardia of Toms River, New Jersey. Thank you, David, for your donation. It definitely goes to good use. And another one is Frederick Nelson of Spearfish, South Dakota. So he's not too far from Old Sturgis there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Frederick, for your donation. Appreciate it, both of you guys.
And if you guys would like to get involved and you like this content, we'd work hard to get this stuff out and do the notes and really try to put a perspective and a spin on things for you guys. You can head over to lawabidingbiker.com/donate and just leave a general donation. Guaranteed it will be put to good use, and it'll keep Lurch working for me so he can continue to pump out content to you. All right, we haven't done Stitcher Radio. Let's talk about just a couple really quick Stitcher Radio.
Okay, first one we got is 5 out of 5 stars from JD101. And just a side note, he's left 3 reviews over the past year, so I appreciate that. He says, rock it in 2014, guys.
Yo, shout out.
Rock out with your hawk out, Seahawks fans.
Yes.
All right, I'm addicted to the podcast. Rocking in 2014, guys, just like you are. You're taking over the motorcycle and biker podcast scene. Loving it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, JD101.
Here's a second one, 5 out of 5 stars from Hector P. This is left 11 months ago, so we're just
He's left 2, though.
Yeah, but he's left 2. And he says, I'm a bikeaholic too. Awesome show. Love this show, and the guys are great. I always learn a lot and laugh a lot. I have tried the other motorcycle podcasts, but they are boring. These guys are true bikers, I can tell. Thank you, Hector. Appreciate that.
Thanks, guys. And we've done the iTunes in the past reviews, but I apologize. We haven't ever. I've looked at them, but I haven't. I put them in the notes, but sometimes we don't get to them. I'm sorry for that, guys, because there's a lot of Android listeners who use the Stitcher Radio app.
Yeah, we make a lot of jokes about Android versus iPhone, but it's all good. We love all our listeners. So little shout out there to the guys on Stitcher Radio.
Yeah, Stitcher Radio. We appreciate it. And we'll be reading some more of those in upcoming episodes. Of course, if you want to leave a comment and give us a 5 out of 5 star, we'd appreciate it so that you can sucker other people into listening to us.
And I'm glad you could hear me.
If you would want to help us coerce other people into listening. No.
If you like it, tell a friend. If you love it, tell 10.
Love it. Lurch has always got the little two one-liner or two-liners. But yeah, you can leave us too, guys. lawabidingbiker.com/Stitcher Radio. If you are on the iTunes, you can head over to lawabidingbiker.com/iTunes. We like them both. They do help us get rankings so more people find us, guys. We want to get our message out. We want to get your message out to all the listeners. And the more you interact with us and the more you send us stuff, and obviously you just saw there, we read people's Facebook comments. We read emails people send. We play voicemails. We are going to get you guys involved. We've got the platform, as I've said, since day one on this, huh, Lurch?
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. We're building a community. We're trying to get you involved, and more people are getting involved now so we can share their information, and it helps provide content for the show. So by all means, don't be shy. Post on that Facebook page. If you got an idea, a topic, or something you just saw, put it on there. We'll talk about it.
Absolutely. And we love the voicemails, of course, guys, but we've got so many ways for you guys to contact us. You want to get your subject on here, then hit us up. And definitely, if it's good, and most of them are, you know what? We want to get your message out there, or whatever you have, we'll do it on your behalf. And we do all the work for you. All you got to do is take 30 seconds and contact us. So, all right, I guess I do have do you want to talk about this Harley giveaway, or should we wrap it up?
Oh, you just said it, so we might as well.
Oh, no, actually, listeners, we're not going to tell you about it. So goodbye. Oh, yeah, we're not going to do that.
That take too long?
No, we're going to do it, dude. I'm just teasing. I'm not going to do that to the listeners.
Now they want to hear.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We could just cut out right now and just piss some people off, dude. Just
we don't want to do that. We're trying to gain listeners, not lose them.
Yep. Do you want to talk about this a little bit? It's pretty self-explanatory.
Oh, yeah.
This is HarleyDavidson.com.
Yep. I know that somebody got signed up for it here recently.
I did. I signed up Lab Media.
That was you, and I think Rick Kane.
He did.
He did too. I remember seeing that on the Tweeter sphere.
Yep. So the first thing you go to on this website when you want to enter, I encourage you all to enter, and I just think, the listeners out there, I'm just going to throw it out there, Lurch. I really think they should sign up, and if they win, they should
donate to Law Abiding
so
Biker?
that we can hold the event, because it's an event, dude, that you get to hold.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
They can have the bike.
Yeah, you get the bike. Let's do the event.
Just get a hold of us.
Yeah.
We'll help you organize the event. It'll be a huge law-abiding biker event, but it's all paid for, and it's a UFC fight, and it's a rally, dude. No, if you want to give the bike to me, I'll take that too. But
but who doesn't love motorcycles and UFC fighting? I mean, come on now, that's a great combination.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. So the first page we go to here, Lurch, you
Get
choose your
ready
right.
to rumble.
Yeah, I like it, dude. I like it. Oh, we need some of that. Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
So what do you see here?
I see a street bob with some ape hangers on it.
Yeah, you get to basically pick your bike. We'll roll through this, but there's a bunch of bikes you get to pick. The 48, the 70, right, 72 we saw.
Yep.
Or, sorry.
Iron 883.
Yep. So anyways, you pick your bike, and
The
then...
Street 750, which we just did a review on. You can check that out.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Mm-hmm. And where do they check that out? We did a full video on it, Lurch. Remember? We did a full blog on it.
Mm-hmm. /Street? What was it?
Yeah, /Street 750, I
believe it was /Street 750.
Mm-hmm. Let's check it out.
Google that. Make sure we're giving you the right information. There's several bikes there, though. You can choose from. It looks like about 6 to 8 bikes that you can choose from. Not to mention, you can also have a really awesome event with the UFC. And if you win, hook us up.
Law-abiding biker.
That's right. We'll podcast it.
So it is. It's lawabidingbiker.com//Street 750. There's our blog, dude. There's our pictures we took and the full video, guys. So, that's becoming a really popular bike. And Tuesday night's Sons of Anarchy episode, they did
That's
one,
right.
dude.
You guys mentioned that last night. Yeah.
And it's burning out, dude. They make it look like a drag bike. Okay.
I don't know if it's that badass.
Yeah, not a drag bike,
No.
guys, but nonetheless.
I'm curious to see how it sells. It might get a whole new group of people into Harleys.
Totally.
Yeah.
They're trying to, like you said, brand loyal.
Get them at a good price point and get them brand loyal.
Absolutely.
So it looks like it's pretty easy. Just pop your information in there and enter to win. And if you win, let us know.
Mm-hmm. Check out the prizes. Why won't it let me, dude? Oh, hometown hero. So basically, why don't you? This is what you get.
You
if you
become
win.
a hometown hero because if you win, you get all this great stuff. And
Lurch.
The print's a little small for me, so you're going to have to do it.
Oh yeah. Who doesn't want to be a hero, Lurch?
We all want to be heroes. You
We
don't
all
want
wanna
to
be
be a zero.
heroes.
You want to be the hero.
Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
here's what it says. You made it all happen. Reap the rewards. As host, you'll be smack dab in the middle of the action and score VIP treatment for you and 3 friends. Behind-the-scenes access, exclusive time with the fighters and a spot at the head of the pack as a local rider leader.
Dude,
Local ride leader.
I'll get behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I'll straight up knock one of those UFC fighters out, dude.
You think so?
Well, yeah, when they're not looking.
Oh, I was going to say, but they got their back turned to you?
So wouldn't that
I
be
just
cool
want to
though?
go chat with the ring girls.
Yeah, dude, you get to too. I wonder if you get to touch them.
Oh, look at that. That's an older bike there. He's got a Road Glide sitting there. God, that thing's starting to grow on
Who's
me. I
that
hate
guy?
to say it.
I know his face. He's a UFC
yeah,
fighter.
He's one of the fighters. I can't tell which one he is though.
But anyways,
I haven't been paying attention to it the last few years as much as I had previously.
Me too.
Been too busy with work and with lab.
been too busy with lab getting content out to the listeners.
But he's got, you could tell his nose, ears, and lips have been busted up a few times. That guy definitely fights.
Here's the third prong to what they get.
Yep. Grab 3 friends and take a victory lap through Sin City. Train hard at HD Riding Academy, which would be great. It'd be awesome.
Oh my God, dude, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, and alongside UFC fighters. And when the sun sets, hang out with them at the and hang out with them and the Octagon Girls.
I'm just saying, dude. Okay, that's enough of that, dude. All right. So you get to choose your ride. You get the backstage passes. They hold the event in your area. How cool would that be to hold here?
Yeah, do you think they actually hold it in sunny Yakima or be Seattle or Tacoma or something?
Oh, I think you get to
They
choose.
go right to wherever.
Mhm.
Oh, we could have it here at the big old Sun Dome.
I would assume that you have to get your city's permit or whatever. But but you guys, I'm gonna put.
We'll do it in your backyard.
We will. Absolutely, dude.
You got enough parking on this private road here. We can just line all the bikes up and down the roadway.
Pretty sure my wife would appreciate
I'm
that.
pretty sure she would. We'll have to send her to my house for the night and she can hang out with my wife. We'll send them on a spa weekend.
No doubt, dude. So in the show notes, guys, I'm going to have a link directly to this so you can sign up for it.
I need to get myself into that.
You do. The more people sign up for it, dude, the better chance Lab has.
Scroll back up and no, a little farther. Nope. Down.
Mhm.
Scrolling down. Right there. Choose your ride. Hit the sideways thing.
Oh, okay.
Scroll up just a hair.
Real quick.
Scroll up just a hair.
Yes.
Now, see those arrows?
Yeah, you get to pick your
As you're
bike.
talking, there's one I haven't seen before. Keep going.
That's the
Is that
48.
the 48? That's not the one I saw. I saw another one with apes. Keep going. Yeah. Street Bob. That looks pretty cool. That Street Bob with some factory apes on it.
You see how it's got them curved
Yeah.
forward?
Yep. That'd be good for taller riders.
That's a new look for the Street Bob.
Okay. I like that.
It
I
is.
don't know if I could get away with those mid controls. It'd have to be forward, but I kind of like the look of that bike. It'd be a good bar hopper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could trick that out, dude. All right, so this ends, guys. You'll want to get in. It ends on December 31st, 2014. Of course, complete details, official rules, all that bullshicky is on their website. But I will provide you guys with the link. Sign up. Get Lab hooked up, guys.
That's how we do it here. We're your one-stop shopping. You don't need to go anywhere else. You do it right through Lab.
I like it a lot. All right, guys. Well, I think that about does it. Lurch, do you have anything to go out?
You want me to do any of that information up there you just opened up, or are we just closing it out?
No, let's close it out, dude. We'll talk about this
Okay.
on the next time. Unless you want to. Do you want to hit it?
No.
All right. Yep.
So call to action, number 1, get out there and get that official app.
Yeah.
You get everything a little bit early. You get that podcast 3 days earlier than anybody else.
Absolutely.
Second call to action is Patreon. We really love our Patreons. Those guys are willing to go out and support us. You can donate as much as you want, anywhere from $1 a piece of content all the way on up. You can set a limit if you don't want to go over a certain amount. A couple of affiliates that we use, B&H Photo. They don't just have photo equipment, guys. I was looking on the internet. They got EOTech sites. They've got scopes. They've got binoculars. They got it all. And they almost always have the best price. Last one, Tech Gripper. The club uses it. They've been cool enough to give us a couple test models, and we've put some miles on them, and they work great. If you're looking for some type of thing to hold your GPS or cell phone, go to lawabidingbiker.com/powersportsus. They've been tried and tested by us here at Law Abiding Biker.
No additional cost to you. That's right. We get a small kickback. Helps us out.
And if you want to give us a voicemail, which we love, the Lab Podcast phone number is 509-731-3548. If you're a little bit shy and you don't want to use the phone, go through the internet. Your computer's got a microphone. lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail. And lastly, if you want to get involved with the Law Abiding Biker email club, it's free. Go to lawabidingbiker.com/email club. I belong. And I can be honest with you and tell you don't get a lot of junk mail. You just get, I mean, on average, maybe 1 or 2 things a month, if that.
Yep, we should send out more. We just don't. But yeah, we send out when there's new free videos, guys, and stuff like that.
Just the good stuff. We won't spam you. Don't worry about it. It's not going to be like your Cabela's that send you crap every day. You're going to get it, a couple times a month. It'll be worth your time.
We have got the best podcast in the world, and you want to know why, Lurch? Because of the listeners. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks you for your continued support. We're going to keep coming at you with the content. Peace out. Keep the rubber side down.
And the shiny side up.
Yo, yo.
We're out like a trout.